Hello, it's Melissa. Hello, Nathalie. Okay, I'm ready. Thank you.
Okay. How do you feel with Montreal? Is it different because of French culture, French language?
Yes, Montreal has a very special place in my heart. I have, from the very, very first album, I had connection with Montreal from Show FM, from Terry DeMonte, and just the first album spread crazy. And Montreal was the first place I ever played in a large arena. I played the Montreal Forum. I've had such a close relationship in the whole of Quebec, and the funny thing was, a couple years ago I went on that television show where they trace your ancestry, and I found out that I am French Canadian. So there you go.
Melissa, one time in Montreal show, you said you learned French in Arkansas. Could you tell me a little more? It's unusual to learn French in USA.
Yes, you know what? When I was growing up in Kansas, they offered us 3 languages. We could German, French, and Spanish. And I thought French was a beautiful language, and I said, okay, I'll take French. And so I took a couple years of French. Of course, I can understand it sometimes. I'm not around enough French people to really, get good at it, but I think it's a beautiful language.
Because I'm French, I know you often travel and perform in Europe, but never in France. Is France a so different country?
Yeah, it was one of the things that always puzzled me is how I could be so well received in Quebec and in, French speaking, Canadians, yet the French never caught on to the music. It just never, my first album didn't ever get played there. I have some underground, fans. Yes, I can go play like a club in Paris and that would be fun, but it really did not catch on, and it made me sad because I do love France very much, but there's always tomorrow. I'm always thinking the next, I'll break that market one of these days.
Because I like to see you in show in Paris.
I would love to. Yeah, I've done a few. I mean, I've opened for Huey Lewis there. I've played, I played the Bataclan, and but it just never really, outside of a show in Paris, it never caught on. But we're still working on it. I was in Paris recently, and I kind of forget why I was there, but I was there, and I remember doing some interviews. Oh yeah, I did a little interview for this record, and for my last record, for This Is Me, and I realized I have a nice underground, like a following that does love my music, and just because I can't make as much money there now, I'm currently really talking to my agency about putting a European tour together where I can visit these places that, maybe I'm just playing a small club, but I can really get it going again.
Is there a French or a French-Canadian artist you would like to work with? Have you ever thought about it?
Oh, yes. Well, I did work with, I worked with Rosa from The Voice a couple of years ago, and we did a show together, a couple of shows together. It was really fun. And then of course, anytime you just tell Céline Dion anytime she wants to sing with me, I'd love to experience that. You just tell her that.
Would you like to work with Céline for an album?
Oh, absolutely. She's just got I've always thought her voice was one of the greatest in the entertainment industry. So I have deep respect for her.
It's unusual to have you in a jazz festival because I know your music. Your music is rock most of the time. Why did you accept?
Well, I think the Montreal Jazz Festival really is all about music. I don't think it limits itself. It's about people loving and appreciating music. And I have such a close relationship to Montreal that, I'll get jazzy. We're just gonna have a great night of music.
When you come to Montreal, like, how do you feel about this French culture? I know it's not the same way like in Toronto, like English Canadian and French Canadian are really different, even if we live in the same country. So when you are here, how do you explore and how do you live, like the culture?
Oh no, that's fine. No. It's. I love. I think the French Canadians have a wonderful. It's like the best of both worlds. It's the best of the North American continent, and sort of that feel with the class and the art of your French heritage and the European heritage. And so I think the love of music and the arts in Quebec and in Montreal. Montreal is a true international city, and I think it's one of the leading cities in the world for food and for entertainment. And I always love visiting there. That's why I'm glad I get to go at least once a year.
Do you notice some difference between European public and the American public?
Yes, it's different because even in America and North America, each city, each area is different. Like in Canada, if I play, let's say, in Victoria, BC, it's very quiet. They're very, very quiet, and like Edmonton, they're very reserved. Yet when I go to Montreal, you guys are crazy. You jump up and down and holler, and so in America, I can find those differences too. Now in Europe, I tend to play the more the Germany and your Scandinavian and Amsterdam and the Netherlands. I tend to play those countries, and that's where everyone jumps up and down at the same time, and that's a whole nother experience. Is sort of those sort of audiences. They all kind of have their experiences that they grew up with going to concerts, and so each town, each city, each place is different. And you all are passionate. You're passionate. You love it.
Thank you so much, Melissa. It was so nice to talk to you. And
thank you.
All right. Thank you so much.
Sorry for showing up.
Okay. Bye-bye.